Donald Trump just held another bizarre and demented press conference from the Oval Office. Here he was asked about the tariffs on Canada, and then Donald Trump once again tried to attack Canada and talked about it becoming the 51st state. Here, play this clip.
I can't tell you what's going to happen.
You mentioned that he could agree to change your mind on the tariffs.
Well, we can always, but look, what I'd like to see, Canada become our 51st state. We give them protection, military protection. We don't need them to build our cars. I'd rather see Detroit or South Carolina or any one of our Tennessee, any one of our states build the cars. They could do it very easily. We don't need them for the cars. We don't need them for lumber. We don't need them for anything.
Then shortly after that, it was reported that Trump had this call with Prime Minister Trudeau. Donald Trump said it went very well, asked if tariffs against Canada are still going into effect tonight. Then Donald Trump said, watch. I already did a video on this about 4 or 5 days ago where I talked about how Donald Trump would be the arsonist, create the fire, and then basically try to create fake deals and act like a hero. The issue with Canada is he's pissed off Canada so much and our other allies so much that America is now despised in the world. So even when he makes these fake deals, they're still like boycotting American products, and America has never been weaker. Here, Donald Trump then attacks our European allies. Play this clip.
Take anything. So the European has abused the United States for years.
Notice when all of this is going on as well, Trump is not attacking Putin. He's not attacking Xi Jinping. By the way, if you're wondering, what's this press conference about? Well, Donald Trump was announcing via executive order a process of creating a sovereign wealth fund. So if you're wondering, what's Elon Musk going to do with access to the Treasury Department payment system and Trump trying to get all of his henchmen in there, and then they want to create a sovereign wealth fund, which, by the way, is usually what you do with surpluses and surplusage. It seems like Donald Trump wants his own piggy bank, him and Elon Musk, to go and buy whatever it is that they want to buy, probably, in my opinion, to enrich the oligarchs at the expense of we, the people. We'll get to that in a moment. Here, Donald Trump is asked about Elon Musk and Musk's team getting access to all of this classified information, the payment system from the Treasury Department, and all of this other classified access points. Trump calls Elon Musk Leon and says, oh, he needs my approval for things. Here, play this clip.
But they're finding tremendous amounts of really bad things, bad spending. You've been writing about some of it, frankly, and some of the things that they've been doing is just terrible. Elon can't do and won't do anything without our approval, and we'll give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't. But
then Donald Trump again attacks the Panama Canal, because that's what he uses these Oval Office meetings for, to try to demean and diminish the sovereignty of nations. Play this clip.
Okay, we gave it away essentially for nothing. And we either want it back or we're going to get something very strong, or we're going to take it back. And China will be dealt with.
Also, as it relates to Panama, Donald Trump tried to do one of his fake deal things with Panama. Remember, over the weekend, he sent Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, there. And then Panama announced, oh, we did this deal with America. You can send your Navy vessels through the Panama Canal, and we'll consider maybe walking back some of our Silk Road deal with China. It's all rubbish. It's all BS. It's the same thing with Donald Trump's fake deal with Claudia Sheinbaum in Mexico, which I also predicted was going to happen exactly as it went down. Look, the reason that Navy vessel ships don't go through the Panama Canal is that they're too big for the Panama Canal. Our Navy makes ships and aircraft carriers that are too big for the Panama Canal. So by agreeing to allow ships that are too big to go through the Panama Canal, fake deal, and then the so-called, we'll think about talking about the Silk Road deal with China. That's not even a real thing. China established diplomatic ties with Panama in 2017 during the first Trump administration. Xi Jinping visited Panama with an official state visit in 2018, and China invests money in Panama. Panama's still going to accept money from China, but there's no like, oh, we're breaking the official Silk Road deal. And they just established formal diplomatic ties. Anyway, same thing with Claudia Sheinbaum. They're like, we're going to put thousands of troops at the borders and then the tariffs are going to be removed. It's like, there are already tens of thousands of Mexican troops at the border. So Mexico's not doing anything additional. Also, go back and look, like in 2021, President Biden asked for additional troops. Mexico moved additional troops to the border. It's a very light lift for Mexico to do that. They're already doing that. So again, it's all about Trump creating fake deals. Then Donald Trump is asked about Rupert Murdoch saying that Trump's trade war is stupid. Watch the response.
Mr. President, in terms of the deal with Mexico this morning, was that partially related to the market reaction and a criticism from Mr. Murdoch's own newspaper? He called it the dumbest trade war. I mean, on the editorial page on Saturday.
I'm going to have to talk to him. I've been right over the Wall Street Journal many times, I will tell you. I don't agree with him on some things. No, it's not only is it not dumb, you're going to see. Every single one of those countries is dying to make a deal. You know why? Because they're ripping us off really badly. And the United States is tired of being ripped off.
More of Donald Trump attacking our allies. Here he seems to be extorting Ukraine about giving America rare earth minerals. Play this clip.
Sir, just to clarify, when you said about Ukraine earlier, the rare earths, is that something you want them to give the rare earths to the United States?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to have security of rare earth. We're putting in hundreds of billions of dollars. They have great rare earth, and I want security of the rare earth. And they're willing to do it.
Sir, you mentioned earlier that you
on Canada, when you talk to Justin.
Here, Donald Trump talks about opening up the water in California, which he did not do. He claims he sent the military in to turn on a faucet. Donald Trump also believes that Canada borders California in the north and that the military went up there and turned on the faucet and then the water started pouring in. That's false. First off, it rained for the first time 2 years ago. Donald Trump's not responsible for the rain. But what we did learn is that CBS reported that Trump almost flooded the Central Valley of California by instructing the Army to release billions of gallons of water from 2 reservoirs in California's Central Valley. If farmers did not talk them into stopping the water flow, there would have been serious flooding. Farmers are now worried that the water they rely upon for the dry summer season has now been wasted and say it's assumed to be lost. Experts say there's absolutely no connection between this water and the firefighting in LA, nor is there even a way to get this water into LA. As one individual says, a decision to take summer water from local farmers and dump it out of these reservoirs shows a complete lack of understanding of how the system works and sets a very dangerous precedent. This decision was clearly made by someone with no understanding of the system or the impacts that come from knee-jerk political actions. Here, Donald Trump leaves open the door to annexing the West Bank. Let's play it.
Trump, you're prepared to meet with Benjamin Netanyahu.
Coming in tomorrow.
Yes, you've mentioned in the past you're concerned about Israel being too small geographically. Would you support annexation of parts of the West Bank by Israel?
Well, I'm not going to talk about that. It certainly is a small country in terms of land. See this pen, this wonderful pen? My desk is the Middle East. And this pen, the top of the pen, that's Israel. That's not good, right? You know, that's a pretty big difference. I use that as an analogy. It's pretty accurate, actually. It's a pretty small piece of land. And it's amazing that they've been able to do what they've been able to do when you think about it. There's a lot of good, smart brain power. But it is a very small piece of land, no question about it.
This is where Trump signs the sovereign wealth fund order, where, as I was saying, it seems to be Trump trying to create a dictator slush fund. Play this clip.
Thank you, sir. Next, this is an executive order. Discharges your Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, and your Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick. to begin a process that will hopefully result in the creation of an American sovereign wealth fund.
It's a very exciting event. We're going to have a sovereign wealth fund, which we've never had. We have a lot of things that create wealth, and you've seen that over the last 2 weeks. I think we've created more wealth. Other people have created de-wealth, the people, my predecessors. We're creating a lot of wealth. Scott, maybe you'd like to say something about it, and I'd ask also Howard to say something about it.
Yes, sir. This is very exciting. We're going to stand this thing up within the next 12 months. We're going to monetize the asset side of the U.S. balance sheet for the American people. We're going.
And finally, I want to share this with you right here. This is the video I made back on January, that's short clips from January 30th and 31st. And here I told you exactly what Trump was going to do with the fake deals he was going to enter. Play the clip. Is Donald Trump setting up for yet another fake deal to take credit for just imaginary things that aren't happening so he can get the propaganda headlines that he wants? Ooh, Donald Trump made a deal, but in reality, it's just the status quo because he doesn't know what the heck he is doing. So what do we really see here? And what do I think President Claudia Sheinbaum is alluding to? Donald Trump's going to create all this chaos, a WMD, a weapon of mass distraction. And then ultimately he's going to create the problem, and then he's going to try to fix it and say, look, I made Mexico submit. I made Canada submit. But in the end, it's just going to be a press release. And I think that's what she is alluding to. And look, I think we all hope it's just a press release. No one wants economic catastrophe, but this is just the chaos agent that Donald Trump is, and President Claudia Sheinbaum. And I think other world leaders are almost treating him and putting him in his place like the pathetic little petulant child that he is. Oh, okay, Donald, you want to do that to us? We'll retaliate against you. Okay, Donald, calm down. And by the way, Xi Jinping, you want to give us a call? By the way, should we create alliances against the United States? That's what we see happening. Well, there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers. I think we can hit 4 million subscribers this week. It is vital to our mission that we get out the truth. It's free to subscribe. So subscribe now and tell as many people as you know about the MeidasTouch network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.